All right, welcome back. Looks like my Nystatin stuff has been blown up recently. I have no idea. Why. So I'm just getting over being sick. So I know I kind of look like shit and I look really tired. I've been working like 12-hour days for about 3 weeks straight for my job. Actually ended up going back to the company I left when my anxiety was just out of control. So if I look like garbage, don't use that as a sign that you're not going to get better. You know, it's flu season. That's coming. I don't know. Anyway, so I just wanted to make a follow-up video. A couple people have asked, and I've been wanting to do it, but I've been lazy. And now that my life is amazing, I've been busy doing all kinds of fun stuff. Anxiety has pretty much gone away. I'm not on any meds. I haven't taken Nystatin again. So far as I know, my gut bacteria is all squared away. So just to recap, because some people watch the first video and they're like, all right, well, did he die? So they'll probably maybe skip to this one. So I did Nystatin basically about 3 years ago. That was October of 2016. That's when I did all this. Now, quickly, what led up to taking Nystatin was I was having massive anxiety, agoraphobia, panic attacks. I had to quit my job, and I ended up trying a bunch of stuff. I was just having tons of anxiety. Now, I had remodeled a house for about 5 years. I broke up with a girlfriend. I just had a ton of shit going on, and my mind basically just caved in on itself, is what I can probably say, safe to say now. And so I just tried a bunch of shit. I did meditation, went to psychiatrist, tried drugs. I was trying everything I could think of. Anxiety is like it's out of control right now. And I think a lot of it is just due to nobody knows what the fuck they're doing anymore. There's not a lot of things to give us direction in life. And life's getting more unpredictable with technology and jobs and trying to afford to buy a house and all that shit, right? At least in the US. And I feel like I look horrible. I don't feel very good. Anyway, but I want to make this video because people have been asking me a lot of questions recently, and I'm tired of typing. I don't want to type anymore. You know what I mean? And who wants to read that anyway? You know when you get the little read more in a YouTube comment, you're like, no, I'm not reading more. If you can't say it in a sentence, I'm not clicking, bro. Anyway, so just real quick, and I think I've said that twice, but whatever. Why did I take Nystatin? Toward the end of trying to find something that would work to get rid of my anxiety, and my anxiety was like heart palpitations, my body felt like I drank too much coffee, I would get panic attacks while I was like going to the store. I was just a wreck. I wasn't functioning well at all. I didn't feel good, I was tired, I was sleeping all the time. Anyway, so I went to a naturopath, and she seemed to think that my gut bacteria was out of whack, right? And so Nystatin is an antifungal. This particular type of fungus called Candida, if it creates an overgrowth in your gut, it can affect your mood and it can perhaps cause anxiety. That was sort of the theory. Since then, they've now come out with more studies that link your gut bacteria, how it affects your brain, right? It's like, when you say you have a gut feeling, it's totally true. So try to listen to your gut, whatever that means. Anyway, so I took the Nystatin, recorded the whole 14 days, and I have no idea if it worked. I know I felt like shit for a bit, and then I tried, a diet, and I made my own salad dressing. All that shit's in the other videos if you really want to go through them. Help yourself. It was a good time. Actually, I'm glad I made them. I actually met a really cool person through this experience who also was having a hard time, and we became really good friends. And she actually got me this t-shirt, so I'm representing. So if you're out there, if you ever see this, you're amazing. Anyway, so did Nystatin cure my anxiety? I have no idea. It was just one of 300 things I was trying to get better, to get rid of the anxiety. Now, after I took the Nystatin, I would still have anxiety, right? So I don't think Nystatin should be used to try to cure anxiety. I think it's just one thing you can if you do, maybe you have an overgrowth of some sort, maybe. It's one thing that a naturopathic doctor might suggest. It seems to have worked for some people, I guess. Unfortunately, guys, I just can't say whether or not it was a, I took the Nystatin and fucking rainbows shot out everywhere, and I was like, nice, everything's normal now. Unfortunately, I can't say that was the case. I'm sure it helped because I wasn't eating sugar for like a week. Now my diet is back to what it was before. I'm not on some new revolutionary diet, where I'm just eating like grass and berries. I'm eating bacon again. Love it. And I just had like a cinnamon roll, even though it's pretty late. Anyway, so I don't know if it cured me, but I guess it didn't hurt me, right? I still have my fingers. It's looking good. And I didn't die, so fair enough. I mean, for a fungal overgrowth, Nystatin works. Now, Nystatin, you can get fungal overgrowths like athlete's foot. You can get oral thrush, and that's when it's in your mouth. And so one of the things I did want to mention is, dude, you guys, follow your doctor's instructions. So a couple people have been asking, it's like, are you cutting that with water? Are you mixing Gatorade with it, man? My doctor told me to swish, but I swallowed. Basically, like, first rule, whatever your doctor recommends or whatever is like written on the, the bottle, just do that. And make sure you do exactly that. Like, I had a little plunger that measured exactly. I'm kind of OCD like that because I prefer just to follow what everybody else has done, instead of trying to experiment. So make sure you just follow your doctor's instructions. That's just a good overall rule. Unless they're telling you to like jab a pen in your eye, then don't do that. Okay, so what happened? All right. So right now my life is amazing. I had to go through that absolute hell of anxiety and try to basically figure out what was wrong with me. Ultimately, what I think is my body had to calm down. So I was under a ton of stress, and stress causes your cortisol levels to rise. And it's like your anxiety system is meant to keep you from dying, right? Like, we evolved anxiety because when something's fucking scary or you're going to be attacked, you want energy. You want to like have enough mojo to get out of the situation. Now for us modern humans, I can walk around outside in the dark right now. Most likely nothing is going to attack me. But I'm still going to be a little nervous, right? Can't see anything. I'm hearing raccoons in the trees. I don't know. They're going to jump on my face. I have no idea. So anxiety is healthy, right? It's a good system to have being human because we're soft. We have no armor plating. Stuff can tear your arms off like gorillas. I guess they're pretty strong. So what I think physiologically, my body just had to like calm down. I had to like stop working. I had to focus on my mental health. I went to a counselor for probably a year and a half, and just every couple weeks, just like, how's it going? Shit, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. He's like, maybe you'll feel like this forever. I'm like, that's ridiculous, but he was right. Like, there are so many complex factors, I think, that go into anxiety. Some people have a brain chemistry thing. Some people are maybe just a little more nervous than the average person. So if you have anxiety, you have to just really learn as much as you can. The more you can learn about your body and what you react to and why you have anxiety, the better. Because we're all unique, beings, and what might cause you to have anxiety could be totally different for me, right? Some people like skydiving. I don't even like going up to a tall ladder. You know what I'm saying? So just know that you are completely unique, and your issues might need to be addressed in some other fashion. That's why I kind of hammered on like, dude, try everything you can. Meditation, maybe you need to work out every day, go to a counselor, try to get on some drugs, do everything you can to see what works. And nothing's out of bounds. You know what I mean? Maybe you just need to like eat a little dirt and sniff some incense, like whatever calms you down. You know what I mean? Anyway, so here's what happened. So I did the Nystatin. I guess I assumed something happened because I felt like shit for 3 days, right? And I ended up, I'm an artist. I do music, photography, video, love it all, right? I ended up using photography as a way to try to get myself out into the world. And, it's the one thing I could do that would get me out of the house, that would sort of get me back into the system of things. When you have anxiety, especially if you have panic attacks, you're gonna stop doing anything that causes a panic attack. And that's why I got agoraphobia, and I wouldn't go anywhere. And then the problem is, if you don't face the anxiety, if you don't try to power through, the panic attacks, it starts to just control you, and you become an absolute nervous wreck. And so I basically spent, 6 months, anything I could think of, I would go photograph. I would go to gardens or pea patches, and slowly I would interact with people, and I wouldn't get really nervous. Like, oh, okay, that wasn't too bad. I had some tough times. Anxiety it's just a demon, man. It just wrecks you, because a lot of it is mental, but some of it is physiologic, and once those things are working together against you, it's really tough. Like, I feel so bad for people who have been doing it for years. Like, I never want to experience that again. I would rather break a finger than have anxiety. Like, because at least, you break it, you can't use it, and then, like, I don't know, 2 weeks or a month or whatever, you're like, oh, sweet, I can do stuff again, So what ended up happening is I used to be in a band, I do music, and I ended up jamming. I went over to my buddy's house just to take pictures, because I was using, like, if I could take pictures, I can handle it, right? Anybody with anxiety is probably going to know what I'm talking about. If you're just here for the Nystatin, I don't know, you can drop off if you want. But this might be helpful for anyone who's still kind of crushing and dealing with anxiety. What gets you out of your anxiety? You have to like force yourself to realize that you are in the control, not the anxiety. It's easier said than done. I get it. Anyway, so I went over to my buddy's house. I was going to take pictures of him and and the buddy. Now he's the guitarist, and my buddy Adam, the drummer, and I'm the bassist now. And I've written an album with these guys. We're working on a second album. It's going really well. Anyway, so I was going to take pictures. I was like, that's a good idea. I'll just get out of the house, start to integrate back into society again. And we ended up jamming. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Bam! A year later, we crushed an album, went to the studio, played a bunch of shows. I ended up I went back to my old job. They got really busy, and I ended up talking to an old friend. He's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm getting better. It was a slow integration, man. I'm only doing 2 days in the office right now and 3 days out. I just don't want to shock myself, right? Because once you go through, anxiety for a year or so, you just feel like your life's over. So I'm taking it easy. I know I seem really excited right now, but maybe I'm just tired. I'm just trying to get it all out. When you're on YouTube, you're like, is 10 minutes too long? People just get irritated. I don't know. I don't even care, I guess. So I joined the band. I went back to my company, and since then, absolutely crushing it. Now, I did and still do. I still have Xanax, because Xanax for me has worked the best. For when we played our first show, my band's called Rest as Mutes, by the way. There's some videos of us on my channel, but if you're just curious, Rest as Mutes, that's the name. Anyway, so when we played our first show, dude, absolutely, like, I couldn't even eat, and I had to take half a Xanax, and I was scared, absolutely shitless. But the more we played, and the more you sort of like fight that anxiety, you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna pass out. I might be super nervous, and I might be shaky, and I can't even eat. I can't even think straight. But I'm gonna do this because I'm sick of being controlled by this, right? Anxiety is this thing where it starts to control your life, right? In a way where, I don't know, it's miserable, absolutely miserable. Anyway, got past that, and then, we played probably 6 or 7 shows, and I just got better and better, and I felt stronger and stronger. I started working out consistently. I know I need to do that because my physiology requires it. I'm kind of high speed, spun up. Anyway, so in a nutshell, I'm doing awesome. Like everything I did for the anxiety, I hope it had some sort of contribution. More than anything, what really changed, and this is key for all you fucking smarties out there, because I'm pretty smart. Like I'm not, I don't know what my IQ is, but I analyze things really hard and I think about things really deeply. And because I'm an artist, I also feel things. I'm basically like an engineer and an artist smashed into the same person. And that's how I think and operate in the world. So I love physics and math and things that make sense and logic, but I also love, you know, the chaos of passion and love and, you know, how there's no answers, like why are we here, all that stuff. Anyway, so for me, I ended up using Xanax for a while, just because when I would start to get really anxious, going back to the office was nuts, man. Not being around people for a while changes you. You need to integrate yourself like back into you know, your groups of friends. That's why I was trying to do photography, because I could still be myself, but I could still see people. And those little baby steps really seem to work. And you got to be nice to yourself, you know? You really do. Like after a while, I really thought like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. So be positive at the very least. Anyway, what I think to do, I think that's it. That's probably all I need to say. Everything's amazing right now. I have more energy. I'm getting old, so I take naps now. So I don't know, maybe that's not having more energy. I don't know. Anyway, things are going awesome, and hopefully that answered some questions that people have been leaving. Definitely listen to your doctor. Listen to the instructions on any bottle that you get. Don't try to improvise, because maybe, I don't know, like don't try to down it like it's a beer, right? Just do the swish and spit it out if you need to. Or in my case, you gotta just gurgle it and swallow that licorice hand lotion. It still just grosses me out. Ugh, just talking about it. Ugh. Anyway, so hopefully that's helpful. If anyone has any questions, let me know. The questions I think have been really helpful for people who have found the videos. Apparently I'm the only person who's done like a thorough Nystatin how-to, and so that's great. My whole mission doing the videos was to like just hopefully help people who are also dealing with Nystatin, but also anxiety. Anyway, maybe I'll do another follow-up to go more in depth if you guys want that. If anybody wants me to really go through what I did to get better mentally, I'm happy to do that. I really do care about, you know, people getting better, and, you know, it's hard out here, man. You know, being human, absolutely brutal, right? If something's not trying to kill you, like I'm still sick, right? This bacteria is just destroying me. I'm getting better, but I still feel tired. But, you know, if it's not bacteria trying to kill you, there's like cars and, you know, I guess trees fall over sometimes. There's a lady who got, I'm sorry, I don't mean to smile. Anyway, a chicken pecked one of her veins on her leg and she died. She bled out. The fuck? Anyway, hopefully some of this helped. I know it was long, and since everybody's attention span is like 9 seconds, if you made it to the end, congratulations. Hopefully you learned something. Maybe next time I'll stop trying to talk so fast, and I won't be like sweaty and kind of peaked, and I'll feel better. Anyway, I'll maybe try to do another one in the future. I hope everybody is doing well. You know, follow the instructions. Don't get killed by chickens and or roosters, and take care of yourself. Be nice to yourself. It's really hard, so you know, just go easy, man. Just do the best you can. Okay. Anyway, you guys take care. If you have any questions, let me know.